The observation deck of Station Kepler 442 hummed with the low thrum of atmospheric processors, but the silence among the gathered diplomats was deafening. Jennifer Hayes pressed her palm against the reinforced Plastel viewport, watching the emergency medical shuttle dock in Bay 7. Inside that shuttle lay Princess Zarathil of the Veridian Empire, and according to every political calculation running through the minds of 24 species representatives, she was already dead. Not literally, not yet, but politically, diplomatically, strategically, the princess was a corpse waiting for burial. They'll let her die, Chen said quietly, appearing at Jennifer's shoulder. Her fellow xenobiologist had always possessed an uncanny ability to read the room, even when that room contained beings whose facial expressions evolved on worlds hundreds of light years apart. The attack was too convenient, Jennifer replied, watching the docking clamps engage with mechanical precision. 3 days before the trade summit, the Empire's chief negotiator gets caught in a terrorist bombing that just happens to leave her alive but critically injured. Every species here is calculating whether helping her brings them closer to the Veridian military machine or paints a target on their backs. Through the viewport, she could see the medical team, all human, she noted, carefully extracting the containment pod. Princess Zarathil's crystalline physiology required a precisely calibrated mixture of noble gases and electromagnetic fields to survive. The bomb had shattered her lower torso's lattice structure, and without immediate intervention using rare earth synthesizers, her consciousness matrix would decohere within 72 hours. Station Medical has the equipment, Alex said, his dark eyes reflecting the shuttle's navigation lights. The synthesizers, the quantum stabilizers, everything she needs, but not the authorization. Jennifer turned from the viewport to survey the observation deck. The Creelian ambassador, a being resembling a floating collection of bioluminescent tendrils, pulsed in what her translation software interpreted as calculated indifference. The Sothian delegation, massive beetle-like creatures whose carapaces held more computing power than pre-FTL Earth's entire internet, clicked and chittered in encrypted bursts, definitely coordinating their response. Even the Tausidians, humanity's oldest allies among the stars, seemed to be performing complex political calculus. None of them would move to help. The mathematics of galactic politics were brutally simple. The Veridian Empire had enemies, and those enemies had long memories. Helping the princess might save one life, but cost millions more in future conflicts, trade embargoes, or withdrawn military support. Someone has to authorize her treatment, Alex pressed. We have a treaty of medical neutrality. Station protocols are subject to Security Council approval in cases involving heads of state, Jennifer finished, which requires a 2-3 vote from species representatives. Look at them, Alex. They're not going to vote. She wasn't surprised. Jennifer had spent 8 years studying xenobiology and comparative sociology, mapping the intricate webs of alliance and animosity that bound the galactic community together. Humans were newcomers to this ancient dance, barely a century into their membership among the starfaring civilizations. They had learned quickly that survival meant understanding the unwritten rules. And the first unwritten rule was, don't die on someone else's hill. The medical shuttle's cargo door opened. Through the viewport's magnification, Jennifer could see Princess Zarathil's containment pod more clearly now. The Veridian Royal's crystalline form refracted light in patterns that her species used for communication. And even through the pod's distortion, Jennifer could read the fractured, desperate pulses: pain, confusion, fear. A being who commanded star fleets and held the lives of trillions in her many-faceted consciousness was afraid. The council meeting starts in 10 minutes, Alex said, checking his datapad. If they don't authorize treatment, they won't. Then what do we do? Jennifer watched the medical team guide the pod through the docking bay's decontamination fields. She thought about the Treaty of Medical Neutrality, about the carefully worded protocols that governed station operations. She thought about her career, the research grants that depended on maintaining good relations with the council. She thought about the simple mathematics that said one life wasn't worth galactic stability. Then she stopped thinking and started moving. "Jennifer, where are you?" "Medical Bay 7, she called over her shoulder, already running toward the lift. "I'm invoking Emergency Medical Protocol 16. Alex caught up with her at the lift doors. Protocol 16 requires a licensed physician to declare imminent death and assume personal responsibility for Jennifer. That puts your entire career on the line. If the council objects, you could be expelled from the station, blacklisted from xenobiological research. Humanity's reputation can survive one biologist making a medical decision," Jennifer interrupted as the lift descended. "Can you live with watching someone die when we have the means to help just because the politics are complicated?" Alex was quiet for 3 floors. "Then, I'll assist. Protocol 16 allows for a medical team of 2. They reached Medical Bay 7 as the containment pod was being transferred to the emergency suite. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the station's head of xenobiology, looked up with undisguised relief as Jennifer and Alex entered. "Thank the cosmos," Yuki breathed. "I have everything ready, but I need authorization." Emergency Medical Protocol 16, Jennifer stated clearly for the recording systems. Dr. Jennifer Hayes and Dr. Alex Chen, assuming personal responsibility for emergency intervention. Patient, Princess Zarathil of the Veridian Empire. Condition, critical structural failure of primary consciousness matrix. Timed decoherence, approximately 68 hours. We have the means and expertise to provide life-saving treatment. We are proceeding. The next 18 hours blurred into a cascade of quantum field adjustments, rare earth synthesis, and delicate manipulation of crystalline growth matrices. Jennifer's hands cramped from holding the stabilization field steady while Alex calibrated the molecular assemblers atom by atom. Yuki coordinated the support systems, maintaining the precise environmental conditions that kept the princess's consciousness from unraveling. When Princess Zarathil's crystal lattice finally stabilized, pulsing with the steady rhythm of Veridian health, Jennifer collapsed into a chair and realized her career was likely over. The Security Council's response came 6 hours later. Formal reprimand, violation of protocol, political complications with 4 major civilizations, but also recognition of successful medical intervention under Emergency Protocol 16 and an unexpected message from the Veridian Empire's Medical Corps expressing gratitude and requesting collaborative research opportunities. Alex found Jennifer in the observation deck watching the stars wheel past the station's rotation. "They're calling it the human impulse," he said, settling into the seat beside her. "The tendency of humans to act on moral conviction, regardless of calculated outcomes. The Council doesn't know whether we're admirably principled or dangerously unpredictable." Jennifer smiled faintly. "Maybe both. The princess wants to meet us when she's strong enough." Through the viewport, Jennifer could see the vast tapestry of galactic civilization. Thousands of species, millions of worlds, all bound together by treaties and traditions and carefully calculated political positions. Humanity had joined that tapestry as students, learning the ancient rules of engagement. But maybe, she thought, some rules were worth breaking. Maybe choosing to stand beside someone who needed help, regardless of the political cost, was the most human thing of all. And maybe that was exactly what the galaxy needed to see.